Hi everyone and welcome. My name is Dora and this is my finale to 24 in 2024. So at the beginning of the year I made a plan to pan and I picked 24 items that I all wanted to finish this year from my makeup collection, and there were a couple of updates here and there, but still, in case you didn't see them, I just want this as like a standalone finale type video. So I have kept everything that I may have already finished earlier this year, and I'm going to show you all of those 24 items now. Here next to me is a whole bag of makeup products that I finished this year, not decluttered, but that weren't in this list of 24 in 2024. So at the end of the video, I'm going to count up how many of these 24 items did I actually finish, and then if I add my other empties together, what's the grand total amount of makeup products that I managed to finish this year. I'm filming it a little bit early. It's the 19th of December, and this may not go up for another week or so. It might not, not be until after Christmas, but yeah, happy Christmas. I'm gonna link you to my 25 in 2025 intro here as well, and also down below in the description box. I feel like I've got a really nice selection for next year. None of these products from this year have gone into next year's list. And next year is going to be a lot more satisfying because I have already weighed all of my products. I've got close-ups, etc, etc. Didn't do that so much for this year, but there are some stills that I took from the intro so that there is at least a little bit of a way of comparing where I was 12 months ago versus today. I managed to finish a face powder. This is the Alverde setting powder. It was just in a translucent type of shade. I have had many Frankens in here since then, and I'm definitely going to hold on to this container. I'm so happy I managed to use it up. It was quite easy to use up, quite a powdery formula. I don't think I would necessarily repurchase it. This was like, a pre-pandemic type of purchase, so I'm glad that I managed to empty it this year. I also finished this Huda Beauty concealer here called Faux Filter Concealer in Honey 1.7B. Removed the stopper, and I scraped out as much as I could. Here's the stopper. I held on to it. I'm gonna put it back in, and then I'm going to recycle it. Yeah. All right. Also, just in terms of recycling, where I recycle locally at my drugstore, but it's a global company, TerraCycle. At least for here in London, we don't need to clean our empties. You're allowed to put items. They shouldn't be like full, but you don't have to proper clean them before you can recycle them. They do that for you. However, you're not allowed to recycle glass products. So check if that's the same for you where you are at. It's worth knowing. I also finished a lip gloss collection, Gloss Me Up Ultra Glossy Lip Gloss in Clear 1. This took me almost all year. Last time when I showed it to you, there was a tiny bit left a few months ago, but yeah, I managed to go through that. I would not repurchase this. This was in fact a declutter that I took on, and yeah, my niece gave it to me. She had used it maybe once or twice, didn't like it, and then I powered through it this year. It leaked, so there was no point in holding on to it. Another one that I haven't shared yet is the Vieve Skin Glow Multitasker. It says here, tap skin dew anywhere you desire a radiant glow. Wear alone to keep it dewy, or for intensely highlighted skin, use as a base under Nova Glow highlighter. I got this from Ruth. I started using it on my face. I thought the texture of it was too oily. I didn't like the scent of it either. In the end, I used it up, mixed in with my body lotion. I'm all right with it. It's a little bit, it's a pity because it's a lovely product, or brand, I should say. Really, really, really enjoy the eye ones, but yeah, I would not purchase this. Then I've got some lip product empties. I have got an empty lip glow by Dior, Color Reviver Balm in 001 Pink. I really enjoyed this one. I think I would repurchase it. It is a little bit more on the pricey side. So right now, this was in my handbag. Right now I have got a Huda Beauty lip gloss in there. In between these two products, I was panning a Revolution lip gloss, which you're gonna see in a moment, right at the end, because it wasn't in here. Yes, empty lip balm. I will franken the scrap of this. We'll talk about that. I finished a deluxe mini Nars lipstick as well in the shade To Lead. This is the shade of it. So yeah, this isn't a brand new empty, so you probably have seen it already if you're not new to this channel. And if you are new, why not subscribe and hit that like button? Thank you so much. And then I've got this teeny tiny NYX lip liner here as well. This is pale pink. And this is how small it is. And you can see I used up as much as I could because I couldn't sharpen it anymore on top of a pink or red lipstick. There you go, done. Moving to eyes, I've finished 2 eyeliners. The first one is a Sephora waterproof pencil in a sort of burgundy color. Yeah, completely done. And this was another gift I got from Ruth. Enjoyed it. I think it was in my very first update. This was really quick for me to go through. I tend to go through those twisty pens much faster than the ones that you have to sharpen. But nonetheless, I did manage to go through one that you do have to sharpen. So this is a Revolution Black Coal. And that final time I sharpened it, the mine of it, the pencil of it just fell out. Tiny little bit, about 5 millimeters, not even. So done. I also finished these 3 eyeshadow pens. I've got the Laura Mercier Caviar Stick. Oh, I scraped these all out. Yes, okay. Don't know if you can see the color. It's kind of similar to what I've got on my nails right now actually, which is a Franken eyeshadow on top of a polish from my Pan That palette. If you've seen my 25 and 2025 intro, I showed you a concocted eye product, eyeshadow base, cream eyeshadow. And that's got the scraps of all of these 3 in there. So there's also e.l.f. No But Shadow Stick in Rose Quartz and in Perfect Pearl. Also e.l.f. That was super satisfying to do that. Yeah, and I can't wait to use that properly. I've started to use it here and there. I think because we're in winter, the consistency of it right now is very solid. Once it warms up a little bit, I think, yeah, it'd be more like a summer item to pan. Then, unfortunately, I had a couple of declutters. One that was almost empty. I'll do that next. So this is the Revolution Super Dewy Liquid Blush in the color You Had Me At First Blush. It was almost done. I was here and it became really difficult to squeeze this out. The stopper of it came out by itself as I was trying to squeeze product out. I noticed it was just lifting. And then I thought, okay, let me take it off since it's so easy. I squirted what was left in here, used a tiny little bit of that Vieve Multi-Glow highlighter, put that in here, made a Franken blush that was so pretty, but unfortunately it went bad over the summer. So I feel like it's an empty. I know that I shared it in my Deck of Panning update a while ago, and a couple of you said, I remember specifically Steph saying, I would have just called it an empty. So I'm gonna go with that now, Steph. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, this was an empty, even though you are technically seeing a little bit of it still here. But I suppose it's similar to, you know, digging out the scraps of these eyeshadow pens and whatnot. Okay, sticking with this component though, e.l.f. Luminous Putty Primer, just a small tub. Again, I got it from Ruth and I finished it off quite early in the year. Maybe it had about a dozen uses in there. This was another declutter, unfortunately, but it did come travel with me quite a few times and I managed to use it on each of these trips, but then it went bad as well, and it's the Huda Beauty Mattifying Face Primer. And it's another one I got from Ruth. It's just this room that I'm in where I store my makeup gets so hot in the summer. I'm going to put my makeup into the fridge. Yeah. During those really hot months. I think that's a good idea. Okay, so unfortunately it was a declutter, but I did use it. I have got an empty cream eyeshadow, and that was in here, just in this Trended Up single. This was a black matte eyeshadow that I used to Franken other eyeshadows with. And then I had this empty component here. And then I decided to put what was left of the eyeshadow called Based, and it's from the Revolution Pro New Neutral Luxe Shadow Palette, which I put in here to finish. Just that one cream eyeshadow called Based. So there's no physical product, you know, I'm not throwing anything out. This was never the real packaging to begin with, and I'm going to hold on to it for future frankening purposes. And even though I'm not throwing the entire palette out because I haven't used it up yet, it still feels nice to have one less shadow in my overall collection. It's always a good feeling. And especially because it was a cream item, so I know the shelf life is a lot shorter than it would be for powders. That was it for my empties for 24 and 2024. And now I'm going to show you what's still in this project, what I didn't manage to finish. Let's go here. Another one from Ruth, Collection Gorgeous Glow Filter Finish Complexion Boosting Primer and Illuminator. I use this to clean up fallout under my eyes. I didn't know to use it that way when I put it into this project, thinking I'd be able to go through all of this as a regular primer. Yes, I think if that had been the case and I had used it all over my face, this wouldn't be here anymore, but I discovered a better way of using it. I personally find it too illuminating for all over my face. I do get very oily, especially in the summer. Still now for some reason. I think it's just because I dress quite warm, but I refuse to be cold. But using it for cleaning up under my eyes is so lovely. So I'm not in a rush to pan it. And once I run out of this, I'm gonna have to see what else I've got in my collection that I can use instead. But I do like the formula of it for this purpose, so I think I would repurchase it. It just doesn't make sense to force myself to use it up faster. I would still call it a success because it's helping me out. And yeah, it is an extra step, but it makes my makeup look a lot better that way. And another one from Ruth, Tower 28. This is a cream blush for lips and cheeks, but I have only mainly been wearing it on my cheeks. And unfortunately this is falling apart. It's just dangling here, stuck together with some sellotape. Yeah, I'm a bit over this one. I think I've come to find out after panning it for almost 12 months that I prefer it as a lip product now. I have found that this settles in my pores a little bit, which can look a little bit not so nice around here. I'm going to franken this and put it into another container, and I think I might add what is left of the Dior lip balm. I might put these two together, or maybe a different lip balm in this one, and I think it's going to go in my desk drawer. So there's a lip balm in there that is almost done right now. I should probably have put it in here to count as another empty. I use that throughout the day when I'm working, when I'm at my desk and I need to touch up. I also tend to do my makeup here, so oftentimes I use the lip balm as a base and then just the liner, and then that's that. So yeah, not always using a lip product these days, but I think a tinted lip product could replace that lip balm. And then here's one that I got really close on. It's a lip liner by Makeup Gallery, pouted out in Mango Splash. I am so close on it. I'm also a little bit over it. I have tried to wear this every day, slightly less so in the past week. Yeah, I'm wearing it today with a lip gloss that I've got in my 25 and 2025. I will continue to use it. It's not like I've got a ton of lip liners. I'm actually down to 3 at the moment, so I will still use it, but in my own time. Another lip item, Revolution Lip Crayon in Decadence. And this one I gave up on sort of around summer, autumn. But I think I didn't do so badly in the end. I ended up putting it in my bathroom, and on mornings where I do the school run, I tend to mix this and wear it as a lip liner that I then blend into my lip balm. So I have still continued to use it, but just very low key. And if I roll it all the way down, I am here now. And I feel like when I started, it was still sticking out slightly. Probably looked a bit like that. So I've used a little bit. I think it's okay. I'm gonna let myself off for not finishing so many lip products. Here's another one I'm really close on, and it's the Westman Atelier Vital Skin Foundation Stick in Atelier 0.5. I got it from Louise, it's also linked down below. And this is how much I have left if I'm doing it up to that plastic base. Really not a lot. But again, this is a product that I have now discovered that I would purchase over and over again. I find it's also good for touching up my face throughout the day when I'm out and about, and because of the magnetic closure, it works in the handbag really well. I don't have to be worried about it opening and stuff going in there, and yeah, super, super lovely. Whereas in the beginning of the year when I put this into this project, I tried to use it as an all-over foundation, and I think I'm just better with liquid foundation in terms of the experience of how it feels on my skin as well. I don't want to tug too much on my skin, but for touching up, it's beautiful, and for under the eyes as well, with those, you know, touch-ups throughout the day. So yeah, another one where I have discovered a new way of using it, and I'm not in a rush to pan it. A third one, Revolution Pro Goddess Glow Fixing Spray with niacinamide and cucumber extract. I have tried to finish it. I think like it was maybe about 2/3 in here. I am here now, like that. So again, not rushing myself to finish it. It is my only fixing or setting spray. I'm using it more like a priming spray, and I'm enjoying it that way. But again, yeah, I could have tried to use this every day. I could have tried to use this all over my face every day. I could have tried to use this all over my face, but why, you know? I think this project was just really helpful for me to actually spend an entire year with these products and figure out how can I best use them. So I feel like it was a success in that way. 2 more products to show you though from this lot, and they're not done yet, as we know. There is a Kiko single eyeshadow here from their Smart Collection, shade 16, I think. And it's another one that is just clinging on for dear life, just with some sticky tape there. And because someone mentioned in my comments that this is magnetic, it's very, very, you know, strongly glued into this packaging here. But I think I'm gonna pop it into the oven for like 45 seconds. I feel like Wayne Goss might have done like a really short, simple video about that. And then I'm gonna try and pry it out and stick it into my magnetic single eyeshadow palette. I am enjoying this, and I'm actually wearing this almost daily as a blush topper. And my final from the 24 and 2024 is this Sisley blush here, although it is a Franken. It was a duo at the intro. I think I had pan in both of them. The smaller one was still the original Phyto Touche de Sisley Sun Glow, and the bigger one was a Franken between the original Sisley that was in there and some Bare Minerals blush and eyeshadow pigments. And I'm finishing the year with this product here. So you can see there's pan here in this bigger pan, quite a bit, which is exciting. I've tried to start to use it upside down, so this way round, when I stick my fluffy blush brush in, rather than this way round, because I seem to be, you know, automatically, naturally targeting my brush into this corner here. I know that's what the pan looked like as well when the original was still in there. I guess it's just how I apply my blush, but yeah. Hopefully I can do that a little bit more evenly, because I can, you know, you can still see the imprint a little bit here from the kitchen roll that I was using to press this product down with after I'd put alcohol in it. I am using this on a daily basis now. When I stopped using the Tower 28 on a daily basis, this has been the replacement, and it's a lot quicker because I can just dab dab on here, dab dab on here. And whereas with the Tower 28, there's a lot more steps with cream blushes. Does not bode so well for 25 and 25 because I've only put cream blushes in. But they need to go, you know, they're more on a deadline in terms of expiration. I think I'm still going to continue with this one just because I enjoy it so much. So hopefully this will be an empty next year. And that was these items. So 16 empty. 8 I'm still continuing on with. Okay, of the 16, 1 declutter, maybe 2, whatever. Right, let's look at my extra empties that weren't in this project. I managed to finish 2 primers, And they're both here. So this is a mini. This is the Laura Mercier Pure Canvas Primer. Silicone free and hydrating. I used this up super quickly. I think a week. Yeah. Another one from Ruth. This one as well. And this was the Flower Beauty In Your Prime Illuminating Primer. Absolutely loved this one. Yeah, I should have just put it in here, but I think I wanted to hold on to it longer, but then I loved it so much and I was getting really close, so I thought, let's just get it out. Trying to get my numbers lower for my No Buy Project pan. So yeah, 2 primers. I also had 2 foundation empties. The first one was a tinted moisturizer. It was really a lot like a foundation actually. Natural Collection tinted moisturizer in porcelain. I mainly use this to franken, but yeah, it's done. And I'm happy to recycle this packaging now. And then I also used up the Revolution IRL Filter Longwear Foundation in F2. I didn't like this. Far too high coverage for me personally. So I only used a tiny, tiny bit. I ended up frankening a lot of this with this together. But then once I couldn't get anything out anymore through the pump, you know, I started to dig in and go here, and you can see that this straw is on the outside pretty much dry in there. I mean, this is the best I could do, and I'm just gonna have to clean it and recycle it in the home recycling. 3 more empty lip products. I had the Revolution Ceramide Lip Swirl in soft pink. This was in my handbag, like I said, before the Huda Beauty, after the Dior Reviving Lip Balm, and I used it up. Well, I got to use it up as much as I could. Then I removed the stopper. Then I used it a couple more days, and that's why it's looking so yucky here, because I managed to move so much of that product around still, but it really started to smell bad. So I'll pop the stopper back in and it's going. And then these 2 empty lip balms from Dirty Works. They came in a pack of 4. There was one that I finished last year, and a 4th one that I immediately gave to my mum, and I could see last time I went to visit her that she still very much has it. So she hasn't panned it yet, but it's pineapple. And it's not a scent that I like in an artificial way. But yeah, this one was vanilla and this one was a fruity lip balm. I quite enjoyed them. Quite sweet though. Might not repurchase. I also finished another face powder, and it was the Revolution Matte Face Base Face Powder. I crushed it up and it was living in here. It was in 2 of these Bare Minerals mini components, but I managed to finish it, pressed it into that Alverde component that I showed you right at the beginning. This one here. So another face powder done. And also I finished this one by frankening, but a lot of that went into my Pan That palette and my magnetic singles as well. Again, it's just another empty component that leaves my collection now. It was a Bare Minerals Franken. Yeah, happy it's done. I also finished 3 polishes, 1 quick dry top coat, Catrice. I love this product. I always buy this whenever I'm in a country that does sell Catrice. It's just not really readily available in the UK, and if you know me, you know that I don't like online shopping. I want to see everything, I want to touch everything, smell it, feel it, all of that. It's probably the 3rd or 4th that I've managed to finish. I've managed to go through now, but yeah, another empty. And then these 2 red nail polishes as well. There is the Maybelline Color Show in Urban Coral. Not the original color anymore because I did franken it, and it's very, very opaque, so you can see that, yeah, it doesn't look that empty, but I promise it is. And then this is an empty Smith & Coat in Kundalini Hustle. It's definitely more sheer in there. You can see through it a little bit, but yeah. That's all done as well. And yeah, by frankening, but that's how I finish polishes. I never tend to finish them on their own anymore, because I just find it so much hassle to try and scrape out more product onto the brush and do a mani. It's stressful for me. So yeah, I pour them together and I'm happy that way. And finally, I've got an empty eyeshadow palette here. This is the Revolution Pro Regeneration Astrological Palette, completely falling apart, hence it's got all that sticky tape on it with that print. But again, I managed to finish it by frankening it. A lot of that is still within my collection, but again, this item is physically leaving my home, and a lot of it I have already panned because I put it into my Pan That palette for this year and last year, the Kombucha Kiss by Makeup Revolution. So that's another 11 products that I managed to finish that I didn't put into this project. If you exclude the almost empty blush and the gimme product, the Huda Beauty face primer, then I'm at 27 empties. Not the 24 I set out to finish in this challenge, but like I said, I feel like it was successful because I have learned a lot about these other products. There are 2 with very broken packaging that I'm gonna take care of, and then there are 3 that have become staples in my collection. I mean, I'm not really, you know, dead set on this specific fixing spray, but I like the idea of a priming spray. And then with these 3, so these 2 lip products here and the Sisley / Bare Minerals Franken blush, I'm happy to continue to use them. This one probably daily because, like I said, I have no powder blush products in my next year's plan to pan. And with these ones as and when, and yeah, maybe I'll push myself a little bit harder with this lip liner because there's just hardly anything left. Might be a fun gimme product for a different project, maybe like a Dick of Panning for next year. All right, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you all the very best for 2025. I hope that it's going to be an amazing year that will bring you lots of joy and happiness and contentment. I'd love to know from you in the comments, what items have you managed to finish this year, or also what have you learned? Is there maybe a product in your collection that you've learned to appreciate in a new way? Thanks again for watching. Take care. Lots of love. Bye bye.